Hi, and welcome to Hello LMA at the 2017 Annual LMA Conference. We're here at the Aria in Las Vegas. It's very exciting at the LMA membership booth. And I'm joined by Paul Grabowski. We're going to have a series of interviews speaking to some of the conference planning committee. So before we get down to the hard-hitting questions, Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Bracewell, based in Houston. We have 10 offices worldwide. And this year I have the pleasure of co-chairing the LMA conference.
I know, and you've been amazing. Thank you for steering our ship so gracefully.
We've been very fortunate. We have an excellent conference committee. This is going to be a great conference.
So you have the inside scoop, being burrowed away in a room planning all of this. Tell us, what should we look forward to for this conference?
I think the thing to look forward to is a couple things. We've gone in true Vegas fashion, go big, go bold.
Or go home.
Or go home. But you know, what happens in Vegas should not stay in Vegas. And so this year we have more outside general counsels and more outside speakers than we've ever had previously. And I'm really looking forward to our keynote speaker tomorrow, Zoe Chance. She's got some amazing insight into how people interact with each other.
I am looking forward to that, and I took the pre-survey, so I'm really excited to see what she does with those results.
That's right. You know, one of the things she's going to do is this survey that she put together is specifically for our conference. And so she's going to be sharing the results of her survey during her presentation tomorrow.
Wow, well, we mustn't miss that. What else are you looking forward to? What should people look out for this conference?
I think, you know, this year we've really tried to enhance the attendees' experience. Again, we've that big go bold, you know, we have more exhibitors this year than ever before, and we really want people to interact with each other. We want the Q&A sessions. The presenters have said they want to have those conversations. That's really the experience that people can have. And of course, we're really pushing social media this year. So we have the Facebook Live sessions.
Yes, we do.
We have the hashtag LMA17. We have the LMA selfies, and we want people to follow us on Facebook Live this year, and we want them to share the video with people back home.
Great. And so how does everyone at home find the Twitter handle for LMA?
The Twitter handles for LMA this year are hashtag LMA17.
Hashtag LMA17.
And hashtag LMA17 selfie.
Okay.
So we'll be populating that throughout the conference, and we want everybody to do that. It's just a great driver for what we're doing. We have, you know, so many people attending. I think you're going to talk to Cynthia later. She can tell you about how many people are here from how many countries. And so this has just been an amazing experience for me.
Fabulous. So tell us, where will you be tonight?
Tonight I'll probably be preparing for my remarks tomorrow.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Yep.
What should we expect in your remarks tomorrow?
You know, it's really a welcome. You know, Betsy and Jill are going to talk about the things that have changed with LMA this year.
Right, yeah, big
which
changes.
Is really important, but it's really working well. And then Cynthia and I get the opportunity to kind of talk overview of the conference and introduce our keynote speaker. Excellent.
I'm really excited to see you on stage and Zoe Chance and the whole conference. So thank you so much for stopping by to say hello, LMA.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay. Natural?
We do. We're going. You're live.
All right. Hi, welcome back to Hello LMA at the 2017 Annual Conference here at the LMA membership booth. I'm joined by Rebecca. It's great to see you.
Hi, Lizzie.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the conference, but tell the people where you're from. Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, I'm Rebecca Whistler. I'm with McDermott, Will & Emery. I'm the practice group director for our healthcare group, and I live in D.C.
Great. And you've been on the planning committee for the conference, right?
Yes, and I'm on this year's planning committee, which was really fun.
That was a fun couple days in Chicago, wasn't it?
It was fun, yeah, a little too much fun. But we're really excited about the conference and the work that we did.
It was a lot of work. I don't think people realize what goes into putting the conference together.
There's a lot of thought that goes into it,
yes.
and I think sometimes I had no appreciation for all of the steps in planning this and reviewing all of the submissions, which are awesome.
They were plentiful. There were so many. So what are you most looking forward to seeing? Which session will you be at?
Well, I'm going to be at every session related to artificial intelligence and predictive analysis. You know, I think we have like at least 2 or 3 sessions about that across the course of the conference, and I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to everything related to, you know, data crunching for decision making. The team from DLA and Axiom has a tremendous panel that I recommend everyone go to. I've seen it in DC, and I'm going to go again. You know, I think there's a lot to be learned from every point of data at our firms, and what we can, how, you know, when we synthesize those, the types of like really smart decision making that can happen.
And I think it's testament to LMA that they really are looking at the industry and how it's moving forward and what we as members need to be thinking about in, you know, the future. So
totally.
Artificial intelligence was a special project this year. Ellen Sems and Mark Green have really investigated what that means for us as legal marketers. So that is going to be really exciting. Right.
It's it's a theme now, and I think it's going to be an even more common theme in coming years. You know, I feel like LMA, we've just started dipping our toe into it in recent years, but you know, it's going to become a part of our daily lives in the way that we operate our practices.
The robots are coming.
We got to work nice with them.
So this is not your first LMA annual conference.
It's not.
What should people who are coming for the first time, what should they think to get out of the conference this year?
I think that they need to feel comfortable. And this is out of a lot of people's comfort zones, but walk up to people and introduce yourself, because everyone here was a first timer once. And they are happy that you're here. We're thrilled you're here. Walk up to me. I will introduce you to everyone that I can. And you know, I'll say the people that I glommed onto at my very first LMA conference, and they would use that word also. I mean, that's my clique now. I always get away from my clique and meet new people too. But, you know, I call on them for help and advice all the time. So, you know, even though we all work for competitors, our daily practices are so different that, you know, it's just such an amazing family that you develop from these meetings. And, you know, I think the conversations that happen out here in this corridor are just as helpful as the educational sessions. And that says something, because we helped choose them.
Yes.
And they're great.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would say that. Just the people that you meet here, they become your lifeline on your bad days. So, you know, I would say develop some friendships and follow up with your new contacts after this meeting, and stay in touch with them, and you'll be really happy that you did.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Have an amazing conference. Enjoy it.
You too.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, welcome back to Hello LMA at the 2017 annual conference at the ARIA in Las Vegas. Very exciting. And I'm joined by the man of the hour. Have you ever seen anyone more dapper? Sanju, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, before we get into who your tailor is, tell everybody where you come from, what brings you here this year.
Right, I'm the Director of Business Development at Lane Powell, and I'm based in Portland, spend a lot of time in Seattle. And I'm here because of people like you. I think that's all of our firms right now are grappling with, dealing with people issues, product issues, and profit. But it's really the network that's here. That's the best part of the content, is us, beyond the words. And so it's here to be with one another, to learn from one another. And I'm impressed, Lizzy, that you're part of this group that always shares lots of information and helps one another. And I think for an industry with a lot of competition, it's wonderful to see all of this caring and good work together. So that's why I'm here.
Thank
to
you.
get to
That's
know you all
really
better.
nice.
You know?
Well, we are glad that you're here. And I think that's such an important part of the community of LMA is, although, as Rebecca mentioned earlier, firms are competing with one another, yet we're so collaborative and we share information and share best practice. It's fantastic. So why else, from your perspective, I mean, you've got the inside scoop. You've been on the planning committee this year. It's not your first rodeo. What is the value in coming to the annual conference? Why should people come?
Yeah, I think that just, again, having some time with your peers and hearing from your peers about their day-to-day struggles, their issues, and some of their brilliant ideas. I think you come away from this with your own set of notes and inspiration. I think part of it is to do things where you can hear some things and then take them back and put them into action. I remember, for example, Lizzy, I told you about this, the slide that you put up last year during the session, that I actually took a photo of that slide. I still have it, and I look at it all the time to remind myself what the customer has said is important.
What clients want.
What they want, and some of it is not intuitive as
right.
one would think. And so it's learning those things and then taking them home and applying them as best we can. So that's what I think it's all about. I think sometimes a lot of folks here are busy at work and don't have time to think about these things. They're doing marketing, they're doing competitive intelligence, they're doing business development, but they're not really contemplating what it's all about. And here you can kind of put those pieces together.
Right. So with that in mind, and it's once the conference begins, it can feel like you're just learning so much, you're meeting so many people, there's a lot going on. What's your advice for people to get the most out of the conference?
Chardonnay. Drink a lot of Chardonnay. No, well, I think, again, there's something for everyone.
Or margaritas.
Well, whatever suits you. Next year, hurricanes or whatever, right, in New Orleans. But I think it all depends on the person. I mean, I think really there's a range of people. Some people are going to learn by sitting and having a quiet conversation with one person and just getting a lot from that and befriending someone. Other people are going to love hearing a keynote speaker and just saying, wow. So I would just say, do what's great for you, but the conference gives you a lot of room. There's 5 sessions at a time.
Yeah.
You can do what suits you. You're not stuck in one thing. And of course, some of the stuff happens just in all of the hallways and breaks and conversations that people have, just sitting around, or dinners we have together.
Yes, of course. And I think what I remember from previous conferences is almost without exception, the topic going around all of the conversations at networking breaks and the exhibit hall is what was said during the keynote. So I would say do not miss the keynote. It's going to be super exciting. Zoe Chance is going to do a fabulous job. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What else are you looking forward to? Is there a session that you really can't wait to see or to learn something new?
I'm looking forward to hearing, I think Dave and Tara Weinreich are doing, from Wicker Park is doing something.
Client feedback, yes, 2.0. Client feedback 2.0.
I always find that very interesting. Like I say, I think the more we can be inspired to better understand what our customers need, the more successful all of us law firms will be. You know? So that's what I find that stuff to be the most interesting. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
thanks
me.
For having
it's been
me,
a
Lizzy.
pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will share a soda water with you later.
Oh, really? Oh, really? All right. Well, that sounds great.
It's going to be a dry Monday.
Oh, is it really? Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're back. Lizzy Duffy from Acritas at Hello LMA at the 2017 Annual Conference here at the Aria in Las Vegas. And I'm joined by Cynthia. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Cynthia, you're a co-chair of the Planning Committee this year. Tell us a bit more about yourself first before we get into what that entails.
Great. So I'm Cynthia Voth. I am from Seattle, Washington. I work at Miller Nash Graham & Dunn. We have 160 attorneys. I'm Director of Business Development and Administration. So I do work both on the biz dev side and also on the administrative side of the firm, supervising staff.
That is a handful. And you managed to find time to co-chair the Conference Planning Committee.
It's been a great experience, yeah.
You were wonderful, and none of us realize how much work goes into it, and you had more than any of us, well, between you and Paul. Tell us about your role and really what goes into putting the agenda together.
Yeah, so I actually had the privilege also of sitting on the 2016 the Austin Conference Committee as a member.
That was a fantastic conference.
It was so great. And one of the things that we really do is we take a look at everyone's feedback. So I wanted to use some of this time to just encourage everyone attending the conference to Download the app if you haven't. There's survey opportunities after every session, and really participate in that, because we read every single survey response that we get. And after the conference, there's also a general survey that goes out, and it really does influence the content and the programming that we bring to the conference.
Yes, so I remember working through those, and it was so helpful when you're on the planning committee to hear feedback on what attendees liked, what they valued, what they want more of.
Right, and if we have exceptional speakers, we definitely want them back. We need to know how our presenters do, because we want to make sure that you get a full value from the conference.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there's, on the app, we can do that live right after each session?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
then one big survey at the end of the conference?
There is. There's a full experience survey that will come, and it'll probably be sent, I think, a couple times after the fact, but yes. So I encourage everyone to participate in any and all surveys that you receive or find in the app.
All right, so in advance of having to get into the feedback, what should we be looking out for in terms of the exciting sessions? We know the keynote's going to be awesome.
Right.
What else are you looking forward to?
We really have a very forward-thinking approach. Our industry is changing so much. Yeah. So there's some really interesting program around artificial intelligence. There's both a deep dive, and then there's also how do you sell the AI concept in your firm, which is a shorter session that I believe is after lunch. I'm looking very forward to both of those. The Client Feedback 2.0, I think, sort of taking another look at that. There's client experience. I attended the CMO Summit this morning.
How was that?
It was amazing. I was very sad to have to leave early, but just putting yourself in your client's shoes is such a fundamental, it's a really easy concept, but so many firms don't take the time to really think about how all of the touches that they give to a client, how that comes across. Or if you have more than, if you have 2 or more practice teams, are your clients having a similar experience? And actually, when she asked that question of all of the CMOs in the room, not a single person could say that they could guarantee that their clients were receiving a similar experience when 2 or more practice teams worked with that client, which is kind of daunting, actually.
That's a bit of an aha moment, would you say?
It was, yes. I tweeted about that.
Oh, great. So you're following the conference on Twitter?
Absolutely.
What are our hashtags and handles so we don't forget?
LMA 17. And let's see. Oh, LMA selfie. LMA 17 selfie is another one. So promote the conference.
There'll be plenty of those later.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think those are the 2 main handles.
Great.
Yeah.
And what are you most looking forward to for this particular conference?
You know, for me, it's always just learning things that I can take back to my firm. The conversations that you have after sessions with people. The information is so great, how people have applied certain concepts or are starting to, what worked for them and what didn't. There are just so many actionable items that I always come home with from the conference. I take tons of notes during sessions, so I get tremendous value from it that I start employing at my firm literally the next week in small ways. And then for the bigger initiatives, we just kind of work up to it, working with our leadership at the firm.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
And this is not your first annual conference.
It isn't.
So tell us, what is something that you've really learned from previous conferences that really changed how you work day to day?
So, that's a good question.
And this conference has to top it, right?
Yeah. So, for me, I think we are in the business of change sort of management or enabling change management. And I think talking with so many other legal marketers about how they affect change at their organization, you always learn little ways to have conversations or get people to see things in another way or see the value in it for them. A lot of time it's sort of what's in it for them. So, I mean, that's not really a tangible. I think it's just having, talking with others who are working to bring changes to their organizations kind of makes me think about that a little bit more and in different lights.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's so much that newcomers to the conference can really learn just by being part of the community and not feeling alone.
Right. Well, and it's such a welcoming community. I mean, honestly, come to the conference and talk to everybody. Don't stand alone. I'm technically an introvert, but I force myself to have conversations with people at the conference, and every single time I do, I always learn something. I'm always thankful. I've made great friends just kind of pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, and it's packed into 2.5 days basically. But what I like to say is you can rest when you get home. Just go full bore and take advantage of every networking opportunity. It's easy to want to go back to your room and just kind of decompress, but but you'll miss opportunities to really engage with people and learn so much.
Keep going.
Yeah,
and the fortunate thing is this year we're in Vegas, so they're pumping extra oxygen into the rooms.
There is extra oxygen, yes. They're adjusting temperatures so that we stay up later.
They're keeping us stimulated.
Exactly.
Cynthia, thank you so much for joining me.
Right,
Have a fabulous conference.
Thank you. And thanks for being on the committee. Lizzy's been an amazing member of the committee. So yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.